Now let's go ahead and add the background. We go to Windows, Content Browser. We're going to choose the product stage. We're going to search for stage and we're going to choose product stage. We're going to go ahead and go through the product stage. We're going to take out the extrude nerve, bring it out, and we're going to delete everything else. We're going to go ahead and go to our 4 view. We're going to select the extrude nerve. We're going to bring it down so it's not intersecting with the plate itself. We go to the top view and we're going to bring it back just a little bit. Oops, Control Z. Looks like I actually transformed it. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go back to our perspective view and go Windows, Content Browser. And we're going to choose, you could choose the 3-point lighting if you like. It's easy to rotate. If you rotate it, click the rotation button and rotate, you get different lights, right? You can use that. You could do, or you could go to Windows, Content Browser, and you could put setup. Just type in setup, press enter, and we have light set up here. And I like the CS daylight. Let's click that, and we'll go ahead and delete the 3-point light, and we have that. Let's go ahead, since we have everything in the scene. If I'm going too fast for you, I want to go to the simulation section. That's why you could always go YouTube and you could click the settings and you could go to different speed, like slow speed or whatever, playback speed. So let's go ahead and go to options. We're going to take off the textures right now. We don't want to see the textures. We're going to hide the platform. And we're going to hide the light, right? So let's go ahead and hide the light. So let's go ahead and set up the simulation scene. I'm going to show you how I created the port to be that way, like the actual pathway. So let's go ahead and hide the actual stage itself. So let's go ahead and now we will go to RealFlow and we'll drop in a scene. And the scene, we'll go ahead and go RealFlow. We'll put in a circle emitter. We'll bring the emitter up. Let's go press back. We already keyframed the actual camera so it goes back to normal. So let's go ahead and bring it up and then we'll scale it down. Let's take a look at it real quick. Okay, let's press play to see how big the emitter is. Okay, let's go ahead and resize that once more. So what we're going to focus on now is actually making it a circular motion around the pancake, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing, what I did, now if you want a circle to emit around a circle, is easy. So let's go ahead and use the pen tool. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click here. I'm going to click here, 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 right? So with these selected, these lines selected, let's go back in our perspective view. And if we go to the top, wait, I think it's at the bottom. Let's go ahead and make sure we're on model mode. And we'll click the actual remove tool and we'll move it up. Now with all this selected, with all these, you go to the points and you choose the square select rectangular selection. You go there, highlight everything, you right click and you choose soft. And with the soft selected, we'll go ahead and move the individual points to where we want it to actually emit at, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Oops, you don't want to put it that way. I'll shrink this a little bit by using the scale tool, and I'll bring this part a little bit more in because I just want it to actually go on the pancake itself. I don't want it to go everywhere else, right? So this, I'll bring this in a little bit more. Let's go ahead and bring that in. And this, I'm gonna do the same thing to this point right here. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink it down to like so. It might do the same thing to this so that it could fit next to the geometry. And we have like a pouring shape, but we want the actual emitter to follow this shape right here. So let's go ahead and we're gonna, it looks like I put one down. This is why it's good to actually, you can fix that easily. I think all you have to do is select everything and then scale it down like so. So everything should be back to the same level. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and select the spline itself and bring it all the way up to where the emitter is emitting from. And all we have to do now is right click and choose align to path, align to spline. Use a spline, which is the path, and put it into the spline path. And now all we have to do is animate the position. So what I actually did was, I don't know if you noticed, but the frame is at 130 to 400 instead of 0. Because if I put this at 0, right, and I press and I go back and I extend the timeline, we'll have something like, we'll have everything, right? Well, we don't want that, all right? You could render out from 0 to say 130 or 130, 0 to 120 as a separate frame, and then you could go to say 120. And from 120 to 400, we just have this, right? That's my best way of doing it to you. You could actually animate it, but I do it this way, right? And I use After Effects and bring it all together. So this is the best way I think to do it. So right now we need to make sure we put the spline inside here. So I want to animate it following the spline. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So since we have the emitter here, we have aligned to spline here. And so we drag the spline into the path. So now we'll set a keyframe at 0 right there, and we'll go to frame 400, and we'll go all the way to, we'll put the position to 100, and we'll keyframe it at 340 right there. So if we press play, you see the emitter following the path. It's actually following the path right now. Let's go ahead and add let's add some more volume to it. Let's go ahead and go to the fluids and add resolution. I'm going to put it up to 100 so that you have a more bigger emitter so you can see what's going on. So we actually want the emitter to stop. We don't want it to go below that. So let's go ahead to the scene, and we're going to bring in RealFlow. We're going to choose K volume, and we're going to go ahead and resize it so that it'll be near the actual object, right? And it's a good idea to use all your views that you have so that you don't mistakenly, like look at this one right here. I guarantee you look, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll actually hide it from the scene so we don't get confused. Now if I press play once more, you'll see that it doesn't even pass below the plate itself. It doesn't go beyond this part right here. Have a little right there, but you could easily just go to the K volume itself again, and we could bring up the K volume up a little bit. Let's unhide that so we can see what we're doing, and bring it up just a little bit. And now it won't even interfere. Let's bring it up like that. Now it won't even pass that section. That's exactly what we're looking for. Now to let the let's go ahead and add a gravity to the scene also. RealFlow, we'll choose this, and we'll choose gravity. So you have them like